Yeah.
But you keep your body fit, is that right, Siska? Miss Ajil?
I'm trying to, yes.
Okay, shall we begin our session today? Okay. Thank you for coming to this class, students. We welcome Ms. Zizka and Ibu Togi also. Welcome to our class again. So we hope that we can set up another sessions with students of grade 10 and 11. Shall we begin with a prayer, Pak Kinta? Or one of you, the students, can lead the prayer to begin our session today? Any volunteer? Ada sukarelawan? Hinaya? Halo? You can say the prayer in bahasa. Boleh pakai bahasa Jendo or Joseph Alestian mungkin bisa. Joseph, would you please say prayer this morning? Joseph Alestian, orang Garavela mungkin, so that we can begin our session soon. Halo, siapa mau doa nih? Silakan. Joseph Alestian, can you please say prayer? Joseph.
Indonesia boleh tak, Bu?
Iya, oke. Hove. Please.
Teman-teman dan Bu Yani dan Pak Epi dan tamu, marilah kita berdoa. Dalam nama Bapa, Putra, dan Roh Kudus. Amin. Selamat pagi Bapak, puji syukur kami haturkan kepadamu. Bapak, terima kasih atas pagi yang cerah ini. Bapak, sebentar lagi kami akan menjalani meeting ini berkala dalam proses meeting semoga dapat kami cerna dengan teliti dan dapat kami kembangkan di kemudian hari. Kemuliaan kepada Bapa, Putra, dan Roh Kudus seperti pada permulaan sekarang selalu dan sepanjang segala abad.
Amin.
Doakanlah kami dalam Bapa, Putra, dan Roh Kudus. Amin.
Amin. Thank you, Hove. Terima kasih.
Yes, Miss.
Okay, students of grade 12, especially 12 TG, 12 TP4, and some students of 12 TP2. Welcome to the English session. Today we will have Miss Susana and Miss Togi also. Miss Susana will tell a lot about world of work in Europe. Okay, Miss Susana, time is yours. Silakan.
Thank you so much, Usri. Good morning, everyone. How's everybody doing today?
Good morning.
Yeah.
Morning.
Morning. Okay, can you give me a reaction of how are you feeling right now? I see some reactions. Just click on the... Okay. All right. Sleepy. Yeah, it's the weather. Awesome. Okay, so majority is feeling very positive. I'm very happy to hear that. Wonderful. All right, so I guess we can start today's session. And as Ms. Sri already mentioned, we are going to talk about the world of opportunities. Let me just share my screen. Right. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, so world of opportunities. It's indeed a very, very big world out there, and there are plenty of opportunities. So we are going to talk about some of them in Europe and how to live and work in Europe a little bit. Today is going to be very interactive. So I hope that you can keep your videos on and you can actively participate in the session. All right. So to start, I'd like to introduce myself. So my formal name, as you can see it in Zoom, is Zuzana Saladiakova, but everybody calls me Zuzka. So you can also just call me Miss Zuzka. And this is the list of all the countries where I either worked, studied, trained, or just traveled to. So as you can see, it's quite a long list. I love traveling, so I try to travel as much as possible. Okay. Before we move on to you guys, do you have any questions? Is there anything you'd like to ask me?
Me, Siska? Is it okay?
Sure. Yes, no problem.
Yeah. I've been searching for your Instagram ID, but I cannot find it.
Oh, I don't use Instagram.
don't
I'm so
use
sorry. No.
That's why I would like
No,
to tag
no.
you, but okay, thank you.
Sure. Anyone? Any curiosity? Anything you'd like to ask?
Zuzka, is it okay if I wanted to know like the stories behind the pictures? Like probably you can share with us some of the activities that you were doing there in one or two of the pictures. I think
Okay.
yeah, I think students would also like to know.
All right. Sure. Thank you. Okay. So let me just help myself here a little bit. All right. So here in this picture, this is Kenya. So I've been there for big international conference where I was attending and facilitating when I was a part of a student organization called ISEC. So we've been there, and this is a picture when we went for safari. So as a part of our safari, we also went to see some traditional villages. So this is one of the pictures from that time. This one, the second one, this is in Cyprus. So I spent 2 summers working in Cyprus. That was my first job abroad. It was the very first time I actually went somewhere abroad and actively used my English. So these were 2 great summers in nice sunny weather. This picture over here was taken in Prague, where I studied my master's degree. So part of my master's was also to travel to other countries. And this was the time when I studied that part of my master's degree in Prague. This one over here, can you guess what city is this? I think this is pretty famous. Anyone? Can you guess? You can type it in the chat.
France.
Paris, that's right. Yes, this is Paris. This was a 1-day trip in Paris when I was studying in Netherlands. So while I was in Netherlands, we would go for a few short trips here and there. So Paris was one of those trips. And as I already mentioned, Netherlands. So this is a picture from Netherlands with my classmates from the master's degree that I studied there. And this one, can you guess the place in Indonesia where this was taken?
Parangtritis? Jogja? No.
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 Bromo.
Yes,
Oh,
that's
Bromo.
right. That's right. This is at Bromo. So I was assigned on a work project in Surabaya. So teachers from LIA in Surabaya, they took me for a short trip to Bromo as well. So this is where the picture was taken. It's quite a few years ago, yeah. More than 5 years ago already. Wow. All right. Thank you, Ms. Togi, for the question.
Thank you for the great stories.
All right. Okay. So I guess it's your turn now. All right. Let me know if you can see the whiteboard. Can you see the whiteboard?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, great. All right. So now, since I would like to get to know you a little bit as well, so I'm going to ask you a few questions. Now, what I would like you to do, if you can use the whiteboard, then just write your name in the column yes or no, based on your answer. Or if you cannot use the whiteboard, then you can just type it in the chat. Okay, just type your answer in the chat. All right, so either your name on the whiteboard or yes or no in the chat. Okay, all right. So have you had breakfast today?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. All right. Okay, so someone, Devano, what did you have for breakfast? Devano Fajar, what did you have for breakfast?
Yes.
Hmm? What did you eat?
Soto.
Okay, all right. That's nice breakfast. Okay. All right. Great, great. Let's go to our next question. Do you like purple color? Purple color. Okay, Septian says no. Why not?
Because
Mhm. Yes, Septian, why not?
it synonymous with woman.
So you think it's a girly color, yeah? Sorry. I'm sorry, my cat wanted me to open the door. Demanded that I open the door. Sorry. Okay, let's go to the next question. Do you like sports? Okay, Evan says yes. Evan, what kind of sports do you like? Evan?
I play basketball, Miss.
Okay, are you good at basketball?
Not really, I think.
Do you want to be good at basketball?
Oh yes, of course, of course.
All right, great. Okay, as long as you enjoy it, right? All right. Wonderful, thank you. Okay, let's go to next question. Do you like K-pop and K-drama?
No.
No. Why not?
Because I like Japanese.
Okay. So your preference is Japanese over Korean. Okay, thank you. All right. Christopher Anga also says no. Why not?
I don't like it.
Why don't you like it?
I don't know. I just like another.
Okay, it's different preference, yeah. Ranga says that he likes the girls because they're beautiful. Okay. All right. Great, great. Okay, so my next question, since you are coming towards the end of your studies, so I guess you should already have some answer for this question. So, do you know what you want to do after graduation? Okay. All right, Vincent says yes. Vincent, what do you want to do after graduation? Vincent, are you there?
Yes.
So what do you want to do after graduation?
To Polytechnic.
Okay, so you want to continue your studies, yeah? That's great, great.
Yes.
Okay, nice. Right, Kevin says maybe. Kevin, what do you think of doing after graduation?
I'll do. I think I'll go to college. Yes.
I'm sorry, can you speak a little louder?
I think I'll go to college.
Okay. All right. Do you know what major do you want to study?
It's design engineering.
Okay. All right, great. Thank you so much, Kevin. Awesome. All right. My next question is connected to what your plans after graduation. So do you want to study abroad? Do you want to study abroad? Okay. Patricius says yes. Patricius, where would you like to study?
Maybe in Germany. No.
Okay. Why Germany?
Because I think some what is it? Everything about engineer is connected to Germany, so that's why I would like to go there.
So you get some quality education, yeah, in engineering in Germany.
Yes.
All right, wonderful.
Is that right?
Great, thank you so much. All right, I have one more question for you, the one related to our topic for today. So, do you want to work abroad? Do you want to work abroad?
Yes.
Okay. Uh-huh. All right. Benaya says maybe yes. So maybe in which country would you like to work?
It can work like I want to do a job with part-time because I have to study in college, but I want to make a money for to help my parents uh, to pay the college. Yes.
Okay, great. So na support, yeah, your parents paying the college. Awesome. Okay. Christopher Anga says no. Why not?
I think I love this country.
Hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Mm.
Thank you.
All right. I love this country too. All right. Wonderful. Thank you so much, everyone, for answering all the questions that I had to get to know you a little better. And now, since we're going to talk about working in Europe, so I have a little quiz prepared for you. Now you are going to work on this quiz with your friends in the breakout rooms. Okay, so I'm going to send you to breakout rooms. I'm going to give you 7 minutes in the breakout room to complete the quiz together with your friends. Okay, try to complete it based on what you think, not based on information that you Googled. Okay. I'm going to send you the link in the chat, and then you're going to go to the breakout rooms to work with your friends, okay? All right. Can you access the link?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. All right. Okay, so you're going to have 7 minutes for the quiz. So discuss it with your friends and just submit one answer in your group. Okay, so one answer per group. All right. You can join the breakout rooms now. Okay, can you join your friends in the breakout rooms? Gentlemen, can you join your friends in the breakout rooms?
Hello, everyone. Why don't you join the breakout room? Yeah. Any problem? You can join your breakout room and discuss. How many groups have you visited, Siska?
I went to room 3 and 8.
Oh yeah, I went to room 2 and 12. Okay.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Thank you, Mr. Happy.
My pleasure, Siska.
Yeah, they were discussing.
Oh yeah, great.
That's good. They found it difficult.
Difficult, but yeah,
Yeah.
actually just guess.
Yeah, exactly. It's pure guessing. Right. In 30 seconds, everyone will be back. So we're going to see if your guesses were correct. Yeah, it still keeps changing. Still answers coming in. Nice.
By the way, in which country did you stay the longest?
Besides Slovakia, my home country, I stayed in Indonesia the longest.
Indonesia.
Yeah.
I saw from the list of the countries you haven't been to Japan or Korea.
I would love to, but I haven't had the opportunity yet. No, no. But it's also one of my dreams to go to Japan. I would really love to. Have you been, Mr. Happy?
No, Miss Jenny has been there. She's been there.
Yeah, I've been to Japan, but it was on duty.
That's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hopefully you got to travel a little bit as well. Yeah.
Yeah, we visited some places, including monastery.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Kyoto,
And-
is it right? Kyoto?
No, it is. What is it? It is a small province, I think. I do not remember the name of the prefecture.
Yeah, perfect.
We call it prefecture.
Nice, nice. It must have been very nice to visit Japan. So wonderful. All right, so let's have a look at the results. Okay, and the actual correct answers. All right, so in this country, employees are encouraged to go home at 3 p.m. on Fridays. So majority of you guessed Netherlands, but the answer is Austria. So Austria is the country where they actually encourage the employees to take off a little earlier on Friday so they can have proper weekend, proper rest with their family after the week of work. All right, so Austria, we have nine who answered Austria, so that's great. All right, so let's look at 2 hours lunch breaks. Okay, so in this country, they have regular working hours, 9 to 5. So when it comes to work-life balance, on the outside, it doesn't really look like they have very good work-life balance. But within those 9 to 5, they actually have up to 2 hours of lunch break, which allows them more time to relax during the day. And the country is Finland. So some of you guessed correctly. Yes, Finland is the country that offers their employees more time to relax during lunch. Okay. All right, nice. Okay, so obviously the first most expected language in Europe would be English. Definitely without English, you wouldn't be able to survive your work life in Europe. But the second language that is most in demand is German. And majority of you guessed correctly. Well done. So in Europe, it's in a lot of places, it's quite expected already that one language is not enough. You find lots of job openings where they expect you to have English and the second language nowadays doesn't only have to be a European language. There are job openings for English and Arabic, for English and Mandarin, for English and Japanese. So even if you learn an Asian language, it can still be a big plus for you to find a job in Europe. If you know any other language besides English, that's definitely going to be a plus. All right, but yes, German is the second most demanded. Okay, now let's look at the type of the job vacancies for foreigners the most. The jobs are in customer service. So yes, customer service is actually the area with the most jobs, job openings for foreigners. Yeah. When it comes to IT, IT is in second place. So customer service, then IT, sales and marketing, and the last one is finance. These are the big 4 groups of vacancies for foreigners in Europe. So yes, and the easiest visa process, one of the easiest visa processes is in Netherlands. So Netherlands actually has, they provide visa for entrepreneurs. So if you have a good idea and you come up with the business, then Netherlands will provide you a 1-year visa. And if you make your business work, they will give you permanent residency afterwards. So it's one of the easier ways of getting started in Europe. So they look for good ideas. So if you bring them a good idea, then they are going to provide you with visa for their country. All right. So how many of you, I would like some hands up, raise your hand if you had all the answers correct. All the answers? No? Okay, how about 4 out of 5? Anyone had 4 out of 5? No? Okay, 3 out of 5. All right. Okay, so we have some successes, yeah? 3 out of 5. All right. Okay. All right. So, of course, this is probably not that well-known information. So it's okay if you did not have all your guesses correct, but hopefully you also learned something new. Yeah? Maybe you learned something new from the quiz as well, some information that you previously didn't know. Okay. All right. So this is for our quiz. And now we are going to watch a video about working life in 10 European countries. Okay, so we're going to hear about how it looks like in different European countries when it comes to work and which ones are the best for work and why. All right, let me just give me a moment so I can set up the video. So from the quiz, is there any country that attracted you somewhere where you're like, oh, I would like to go there? Not yet, yeah.
Netherlands.
Okay. Netherlands, okay. So you have a spirit of an entrepreneur, yeah? Of a businessman.
I love the kind of the music in Netherlands.
Ah, okay. That's great.
The
Yes,
traditional.
Netherlands.
Yeah, I don't
Their
know.
traditional music, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's nice, nice. Yes, Netherlands is a very, very nice country. I hope you get the opportunity to go there. Okay, so are we ready to watch the video?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Awesome. Can you see the screen yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. All right, so let's watch.
History, lively cities, beautiful countryside, great traditional and cutting-edge food, and ancestral links continue to attract people of all ages to travel, study, work, and live in Europe. Living in Europe has its pros and cons when it comes to healthcare expenses, taxes, and job opportunities. But luckily, there are as many as 44 different countries in the old continent. You can choose from depending on your budget, career goals, and language skills. Here are the 10 best countries to live and work in Europe. 10. Belgium. The Kingdom of Belgium is one of the founding members of the EU and home to its principal institutions, but also a center of various international organizations. This country may be tiny, but it is incredibly diverse and beautiful. It is a multilingual country with rolling countryside speaking French, German, and English. Schools in each region will speak the local language, and education is compulsory through age 18. The public education system is highly regarded, and there are quite a few options for a family just moving to the country. Parents are entitled to 17 weeks of leave for the birth of a child, with 11 days of paternal leave as fully paid and the rest at a partial salary. 9. Spain. Spain is the best place to live and retire in Europe. With the country's incredible climate, leisurely work environments, and top-notch healthcare system, Spain's constitution states that the country has to offer emergency and basic care free of charge for everybody. In terms of the cost of living, Spain is one of the more affordable places to move to in Europe. Income and housing prices are stable, meaning living costs are not sky high compared to the average income. Living well in Spain is possible with an average annual salary of $25,000. But you need to be aware of the high unemployment rate. Some of our friends are still jobless after months of searching, despite having university qualifications and plenty of work experience. 8. France. France is mostly known for its capital and main cultural and commercial center, Paris, as well as its Mediterranean coastline. This country is a great place to raise your family. It has plenty of opportunities for kids to have adventures. National museums are free for anyone under the age of 18. The average cost of living in France is quite high and depends on a few different factors such as where you live in the country. Therefore, if you plan on moving to France, consider smaller towns in the south, which display beautiful architecture, stunning lavender fields, and a low cost of living here. 7. Denmark. Denmark is one of the happiest countries in the world. There is a balance between work and family life, high education standards, and a thriving business climate. Schooling experiences are focused less on testing and more on raising a socially connected whole child. Unemployment is low, and there is little in the way of socio-economic divide. Childcare is heavily subsidized by the government. Working hours tend to be shorter than most countries. Most companies have a flat working structure and are pretty informal and laid back. 6. Finland. If you have opted for life in Finland, an exceptionally high living standard awaits you. Finland is an excellent place for your children to attend school. Finland's education system is highly regarded worldwide and open to expat children. Living in Finland, children have more time to play. The Finnish education system believes that life in Finland for children should be playful and relaxed. There is no need to stress them out at such a young age. People highly regard anyone working as a teacher, including the country itself, who ensures teachers get top-notch training and excellent pay. About accommodation, you can easily buy a house in Finland. Most Finns own their homes and there are no restrictions on foreigners buying property. 5. Sweden. Sweden is known as one of the safest countries in the world. It has high quality of life, plentiful jobs with high salaries, and that children you just had, you need not worry about paying for their education. Education is completely free in public school. Everyday expenses fluctuate depending on where you live, but overall, the average cost of living in Sweden is high. Public transportation in Sweden is so efficient that many people may not feel the need to drive in Sweden. However, depending on your job, driving may make your life a bit easier and give you more flexibility to move about as you please. 4. Portugal. Portugal is situated on the Iberian Peninsula for its mild climate, blue skies, and long beaches. People here are very friendly. Visitors will find a culture that is warm and welcoming upon arriving in Portugal. Moreover, Portugal is among the cheapest countries in Western Europe. The cost of living is low. Rent and grocery prices are much lower than in many other parts of the world, ensuring that you can enjoy a high standard of living for not a whole lot of money. Portugal also offers free education to its residents for the mandatory school levels. 3. Republic of Ireland. Ireland is known for its love of food and drink, picturesque countryside, and bustling cities. The average cost of living in Ireland is not cheap, but it is also not as expensive. Because Ireland is a small island nation, many goods need to be imported into the country. This ups the price of everyday necessities such as groceries and gas. Public education in Ireland is free and of very high quality. Ireland is also a pretty safe place. Rates of gun violence are nearly non-existent, and rates of violent crime overall are low here. 2. Switzerland. Switzerland is one of the safest countries in the world. The Swiss take pride in the best healthcare in the world and magnificent natural beauties. The cities are clean and regulated, and people earn well, so the high cost of living is adequately compensated. The average annual salary for expats in Switzerland is $200,000. The education system here is among the best all over the world. The state school is free for all children, and there are also numerous options for private and international schools. Switzerland has a universal healthcare system, and insurance providers are non-profit, ensuring their policies are affordable. 1. Norway. Norway boasts the highest concentration of fjords in the world, along with masses of forests. So if you love the outdoors, it is a great place to be. Norwegians has a high life expectancy, an excellent healthcare system, and a quality education. Norway is also one of the safest countries in the world, with low crime rates even in major cities. The country has other job opportunities too, particularly in IT, telecoms, engineering, and transport. There's stiff competition because of Norway's outstanding education system, which produces highly skilled workers.
All right. Okay, so based on the video, is there any country that attracted you?
Why is Germany is not on the list?
No, Germany was not on the list, no.
Why?
Well, probably Germany would be somewhere like after the first 10. So maybe like in the first 15, Germany would also be included. But since Nordic countries and southern countries are, they have so many advantages for foreigners, so they are the top of the list. Germany is also a great country, and there are also a lot of expats living and working in Germany. But in terms of work-life balance, it's not, it's not as highly ranked as the other countries that were mentioned, like Norway, Denmark, Sweden, Finland. They rank definitely higher when it comes to work-life balance, when it comes to expatriate life in general.
Oh, I see. Thank you, ma'am.
Sure, you're very welcome. All right, so now we're going to have a little bit of a discussion, or you are going to have a little bit of a discussion with your friends. Okay, we did the quiz and we watched the video, so you've read and heard already some things about different countries in Europe and what they offer and what they provide in terms of life and work. And now I would like you to do some comparisons. All right, so you are going to go back to the breakout rooms, but with different friends now. And what I would like you to do, I would like you to have a bit of a discussion on similarities and differences in working life in Europe and in Indonesia. Okay, so there are 3 questions that I would like you to answer. What do you think are the similarities first between work life and in Europe and Indonesia? The second one, what do you think are the differences between working life in Europe and in Indonesia? And the last one, which one do you think is more difficult or more challenging, and the reason why? Okay. Can you see the screen? Can you see the questions on screen? Yeah, okay. All right. If you want to take a picture of it so that you have it when you work in the breakout rooms, then go ahead. Or if you would like to write it down somewhere. But it's pretty simple. So we have similarities, differences, and which one is more difficult. Okay. All right. Okay, so this is for the task. And I to post your responses on Padlet. Are you familiar with using Padlet?
No.
Oh, okay. I sent you the link in the chat. Can you access it? Can you access the link?
Yes.
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 Okay. If you look at the Padlet, you can see down there is a plus button. Do you see the plus button in pink?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so when you click on the plus button, you can start creating your post. So it's very simple. All you have to do is click on the plus button and then type the title and then type your answers there, and then you hit submit. Okay. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, awesome. Okay, so you are going to work, please name your Padlet or your submission based on the number of your room. Okay, so if you are in room 2, then name it breakout room 2 or group 2. Okay, so that later I can see which room the answers came from. All right. Okay,
Yes.
awesome. All right, you are going to have 12 minutes for this. Okay, so 12 minutes to discuss and submit on Padlet. If you finish earlier, you can read your friends' posts and you can comment or you can give them likes on their posts in Padlet as well. All right, so you have 12 minutes to discuss the 3 questions and post them on Padlet. It's okay if you want to have your discussion in Bahasa, no problem, as long as your answers are in English. You can join the breakout rooms now. Can you join your friends in the breakout rooms?
Okay.
Okay, everybody's coming back. Yes.
Ms. Zuzka, may I ask a question?
Sure, of course.
So, what do Europeans usually do on weekends?
Well, a lot of people, they go to nature. So we have a lot of like nice natural places around. So we would just go take a walk, go for a picnic. I mean, if the weather is nice, yeah. If in winter, a lot of people, they go skiing or doing activities in like cold weather activities. Or sometimes we go to thermal parks or we travel around. Depends what kind of weekend. But yeah, usually going somewhere outside or also like visiting family. Those will be the usual activities.
Okay, I heard that it is also easy to take trains to visit other countries. Is that right?
Yes, yes, there are train connections all over Europe. So it's very easy to just buy a ticket and go if you have enough time, of course. I mean, Europe seems quite small, right? But it's still going to take you like 10 hours only to to move from one country to, you know, two other countries. So you still need a
Okay.
little more time for that.
Okay,
If you
so we
want to
have
take-
to, what is it? We have to be a backpacker.
Yeah, or you can, I mean, if you want a quick vacation, then you can take a low-cost airline and just fly to Spain or Greece or somewhere for a like short weekend. You can do that too, but trains have their charm, you know. And if you
Yeah.
want to really, really explore the surroundings and see everything around, then yeah, going by train is worth it, but probably for a longer vacation. If you just want to have a short weekend, I think it would be a bit tiring, yeah. Like a 10 hours train ride and then just
Yeah.
spend a few hours, let's say in Germany, and then come back, I think it would be a bit tiring.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So have we finished? Have all rooms finished so far? Oh, perfect. Okay. Let me share screen so you can see your friend's work. Okay, wonderful. Awesome. Okay, so are there any rooms that would like to volunteer? I would like to hear from 3 rooms. So who would like to volunteer? Can just share what you already wrote in Padlet. You can raise your hand or just say the room number. If you don't volunteer, I have to pick. Last chance.
Me.
All right. Which room are you from?
Room 3.
Room 3. Wonderful. All right. Go ahead, room 3. Tell us
Okay.
about your discussion.
The difference from wait, I forgot the question. What do you think are similarities between working life in Europe and in Indonesia? The similarities is the type of the job and the salary.
Mhm.
Just that 2 of
Mhm.
reason. And the difference is in the Europe people work more discipline, and then the similarities is the type of job. The difference is Europe people work more discipline and more by the salary. Nah. And then which one do you think is more difficult and why? In Europe, because the adaptation, the people and the weather is different in Indonesia.
Okay, so
And the
it takes
culture.
time, huh? All right, wonderful. Thank you, room 3, for volunteering. Thank you, Stephanus, for sharing. Awesome. All right. Any other room would like to volunteer? Okay, I would like to hear from room 5. Room 5? We have Septian, Alexandro, Hilarius, and Alriski. Who would like to present for room 5?
Me, ma'am. Me, miss.
All right.
Can I see? Wait, miss.
Okay. All right, you want to read us your answers? Room 5? Hilarius, you want to read us your answers?
Wait, ma'am. Wait, miss. The answer is on Risky, so he haven't uploaded it yet.
Oh, he hasn't posted it yet. Okay. All right. So we are going to give you a few more minutes and we're going to go to the next room first. Okay. So, and then we'll come back to you. So when you upload it, you can read us your answers. Great. Oh, thank you. All right. So let's have room 1. Room 1. Room 1, we have Adoniram, Bonardo, Evan, Ranga. And 12 TPGM 22. Room 1.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Can you share your answers?
Yes, I can.
All
Wait,
right.
I'm already posted my answer, but in the screen.
Okay, let me refresh it.
Oh yes, thank you.
And I can see your answers and I will share it again, but you can go ahead and start. You can share your answers with your friends.
Okay. Wait. The similarities working in Europe and Indonesia is work to make something. And then the difference working in Europe and Indonesia is the better environment and the working hours. Number 3, working in Europe is more difficult because we are Indonesian and we have to go to Europe and being alone in there. So the adapt, yeah, something like that lah.
All right. Great. Thank you so much. Yes, I can see your answers now. Well done, Roman. Okay, so you mentioned different environment. What kind of differences in environment?
Yeah, I think the culture maybe or the people. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think.
All right, wonderful. Thank you so much. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. All right, let's go back to room 5, was it? Yes, room 5. Hilarious, are you ready? Room 5, are you ready to share?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Go ahead.
So the similarities are both Europe and Indonesia needs educational background in order for you to work, to sign for work, and also some jobs requires you to master different languages, and the similarities are in Indonesia it's more common to see manager with higher paying salaries than the engineer, but in Europe the engineer could get more salaries than the manager, depends on the workload. And for me and my friends, we think it's harder to work in Europe because the standards are higher in there. That's it, ma'am.
All right, wonderful. That's a great perspective. Thank you so much, room 5. Indeed, you got that right. Yeah, so there are the salary discrepancy, salary differences. All right, great. Thank you so much, everyone, for your wonderful discussion and sharing your opinions. So this is all for our World of Opportunities session. And so thank you for being very active. It was wonderful. Miss Sri, back to you.
Okay, Miss Zuzka, thank you for joining us today. Miss Togi also. We cannot say anything. Okay, we just can, what is it? We send prayers to both of you, Mrs. Ka and Miss Togi. We hope that you are always happy and healthy. And students, thank you for joining our English session today. We'll see you around. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Ka and Ms. Togi. Yeah.
You're welcome, Pak.
Happy, maybe you want to say something?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we are really grateful for the opportunity of having Mrs. Ka and Ms. Togi also from LIA Jakarta, so we can share the knowledge about Europe. We hope that it can broaden our horizon or perspective of how to work in Europe and how to get the, the most exciting country, maybe the happiest country in Europe, and also the easiest, opportunity to get the vacancy. Actually, we know that customer service is, mostly needed there from the foreign people coming to Europe. So we can prepare for it to be better customer service and IT also. Yeah, so we must equip ourselves with the skills needed. Thank you very much. And I expect that we can have another opportunity with both of you and maybe from people from LIA to have another session and another sharing for us. Yeah, thank you. Maybe anything to say from students? Any comments? Any question maybe?
Yes, I was actually wondering whether the students would like to ask some questions, because we have heard their opinions on the similarities and differences between working life in Europe and in Indonesia. Perhaps they wanted to know about Ms. Zuzka's experience. I mean, like she has been in Europe and also worked in Indonesia. Probably she can share with the students as well from her side of the similarities and differences. What about that, Zuzka?
Yeah, sure. All right. Okay. So, all right. So for the similarities, most of the students actually already covered it. So the working hours are quite similar. But there is a difference between working on Saturdays. In Europe, it's very, very rare to work on Saturdays. So mostly the work week is Monday to Friday, so that the weekend is solely focusing on your loved ones and your free time. So it's very, very rare to be expected to do any kind of work during your weekend. So that's one of the differences. In terms of the salary, actually there are, in certain roles, the salaries can be quite comparable in Europe and in Indonesia. So for example, jobs in education are unfortunately less paid in both countries. So this is something that is rather similar in Europe as well as here, except for like certain countries like what you heard in the video, like Finland or Sweden, where of course there are these exceptions where education jobs are better paid. And for the differences, well, there are quite a few differences between working in Indonesia and working in Europe. I would say that work in Europe is a bit more demanding in certain way. So the pace is a bit faster, and there's a lot of independent work. So in Indonesia, from what I've seen, you have quite a lot of guidance when you are working. So you're more, your work is overseen a little more, managed a little more. In Europe, it's mostly like when you accepted the job, then it's up to you to do what you were hired to do. Also, the competition for the jobs is much higher in Europe. So it's hard to get a job if you're not a standout candidate.
Oh, okay.
For certain positions, you really need to like sell yourself very well in order to get a job. In Indonesia, from what I've seen or from my experience, if you do have the necessary requirements, then it's much easier for you to at least get to the interview stage. As opposed to in Europe, because in Europe they get lots of qualified candidates. So sometimes it's hard to even get to that point where you would actually get an interview, to get the opportunity to talk to the hiring managers. On the other hand, there is the similarity, which I believe is everywhere in the world, that if you are connected, that makes it easy for you to get a job.
Yeah. Of course. Okay, thank you so much, Zuzka. So yeah, what would be a useful tip for our students here? Probably some of them would like to try studying abroad or even working in Europe. What would be your let's say top tips for them?
Okay, so the first one is definitely language certificates. This is something that would be an absolute necessity, whether you want to study or you want to work in Europe. Number one is that you have to prove that you have the ability of language. So of course, we would start with English. So
Okay.
definitely having IELTS or TOEFL certificate will be something that would help you, because most of universities have that requirement. If you want to be a foreign student in Europe, you need to have a certain level of language proficiency. So that's tip, definitely number one would be the language certification. As for, it's much easier when you're already studying in that country to find a job there. So going from being a student to being an employee is actually the most, it's one of the easiest paths for you to find a career, because just trying to find a job directly in Europe would be a little more challenging, as opposed to going there for your studies and then already being in the environment and having this degree from that particular country will make it definitely easier for you to get a job. Well, most of you are in technical backgrounds, and as some of you already mentioned, technical professions are quite in demand in Europe. So this is already a plus point for you. If you have this technical background, then looking for that specific job might be easier, because there are a lot of very common jobs where lots and lots of people apply. So having this kind of more specific skills will definitely be something that will set you apart from others. So I guess this would be the tips that I can share.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. So that's it. I think Mr. Happy and Miss Sri, we are very honored to be able to participate in the school's event. We are also looking forward to joining your future events. We do hope that these sessions, today's sessions and last week's, would be beneficial. We hope that the students found it enjoyable and they got useful information. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you, Ms. Zuzka and Ms. Togi.
Yes.
We'll see you around. We will visit you if we go to Jakarta.
Yeah, sure. That would be great.
Yeah. Hope that the COVID cases is decreasing so that we can go to Jakarta.
Hopefully.
Okay. See you around. Thank
See
you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye, students. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.